My name is Ondrej, and here is how to build an AI agent army with Kimi K2. This is basically the next DeepSeek moment. Kimi K2 is a new AI model from China that is super cheap, open source, and insane at coding. It might actually be the best AI model for building AI agents, even better than Claude 4 or even Grok 4. So in this video, I'll show you how to build your own AI agent army with Kimi K2, even if you aren't a programmer. So watch until the end. Now, Kimi K2 is just insane. Not only is this by far the best open source model in the world, it's also super cheap. It's 5 times cheaper than Claude for Sonnet while beating it on many of the key benchmarks, such as Live Code Bench, where it destroys Claude for Sonnet while being 5 times cheaper, which is just crazy. And here are some more coding and agenting benchmarks just to prove that this is not cherry picking, right? So now you might be thinking, okay, David, but what is the secret behind this model? Number one, it has an incredibly efficient mixture of experts architecture, which activates just 8 of the 384 experts per token, making the model extremely powerful without needing massive resources. Number two, it's a revolutionary muon clip optimizer, which stabilizes the training by directly controlling attention weights, enabling the model to scale reliably to trillions of parameters. That's right, this model is huge. Reason number 3 why Kimi K2 is insane: the advanced attention mechanism with a huge 128K context window. This allows the model to understand and process huge amounts of data all at once. And number 4, the specialized agentic training, which enables the model to independently select and use tools to solve complex tasks without any human input. And this is what makes it ideal for building agents, which is what I'll show you in this video. Now, what's interesting about Moonshot AI, the company behind Kimi, is that they actually published their loss curve, which most companies try to keep secret nowadays. So this is the loss curve right here. And the easiest way to understand it is that the more tokens it sees, which is the x-axis right here, the lower it gets. A lower loss basically means the model is more accurate and has better performance. And in this case, they fed in 15 trillion tokens, which is a lot of data. So now that you understand why Kimi K2 is one of the best AI models in the world, let me show you how to actually build AI agents with it. All right, so I'm going to show you 4 different AI agents, all of which are using the Kimi K2 model through OpenRouter. So first AI agent, what does it do? Well, it looks at your tasks and then schedules your day in your Google Calendar automatically based on the tasks you have. So we have a schedule trigger, then we have an AI agent, right? But with the chat model, we want to make sure to set it as OpenRouter. Why? Because through OpenRouter, you can select any model. So if you want to switch to Kimi K3 in the future, you can easily do that if you have the OpenRouter node. So just here, make sure you select Moonshot Kimi K2, and then there's multiple options you can do. But honestly, default Kimi K2 is fine. If you want to be even more specific, I would recommend going providers and choosing Grok with Q. This is very different than Grok from Elon. This is an inference provider that has insanely high throughput. Look at this. Nearly 300 tokens per second on a 1 trillion parameter model. That's just insane. But anyways, just for simplicity, let's leave it as default. And yeah, so Kimi K2 is the brain. It's powering this AI agent and actually all 4 agents, which I'm going to show you in this video. So how does this work? I'm going to run the nodes one by one so you can watch it. So this would get triggered once a day. Then the AI agent would get triggered. I'm going to show you my calendar. This is what my calendar actually looks like for today. As you can see, we have some empty slots right here and right here. And the goal of this agent is to identify the top tasks in my Vectel, so that's right here. And then using the MCP connector we have inside of Vectel, which a lot of people still know this, but if you go into advanced settings, API keys, we actually have MCPs. And then this AI agent using the MCP tool fetches the top 3 tasks, or you can change it to top 10 tasks if you want to fill up your calendar. And then it has these 2 tools, right? So it reads your Google Calendar, events, identifies these empty blocks where it can put tasks without problems. And then it creates events for each of those tasks. We are going to run this agent node and you'll see how it behaves. First, it's going to contact Kimi K2, that's right. So now it's contacting the model on OpenRouter with the system prompt, which I'm going to show you in a bit. So first it gets the tasks from Vectel. Right now it will be looking at the top 3 tasks, so these 3 hopefully. Okay, it was super fast, but it got the events from Google Calendar using this tool, get events. And next up, it should use this tool multiple times to create events for each of those tasks. Actually, it used the think tool as a way to reason or think. Oh, there it is once, beautiful. Kimi K2 is running again. This should run 3 times. And we should actually start seeing, yeah, there it is. This is the first event, high priority overdue task, weekly team review. Let's see. All right, so if we refresh the calendar, we should see all the events created. And there it is. We have the weekly team review, we have the release new version to production and develop MVP. And if you look at that, those actually are the top 3 tasks inside of our Vectel. Incredible. So what Kimi K2 did is it ran multiple tools in succession without any problems. I told you, this AI model is great at tool calling, and it executed a task that otherwise would take a human, I don't know, 5-10 minutes to do. And guys, this is just the beginning. We still have 3 more agents to go. However, there is a major issue with this agent, and all agents in fact. And that is, they're only useful if they run autonomously. A lot of you guys have built your first agent, but if you don't deploy it anywhere, it will not be useful because it doesn't run by itself every single day. Luckily, there is a super simple solution, and that is Hostinger's NA10 hosting. Everything you see in my videos is hosted on Hostinger's VPS. They don't limit the number of executions, unlike other competitors which do. So here is how to set it up. If you get the KVM2 plan, which I would recommend you to get, you can literally run hundreds of AI agents on this plan, and it will cost you way less than if you used the NA10 cloud. Especially if you go with the 24-month option, which I definitely recommend you do, because you want your AI agents running forever. You build them once and they save you time in perpetuity. And since Hostinger was kind enough to sponsor this video, if you use the coupon code DAVID, you will save additional 10% off on your annual or 2-year plan. Then what remains is selecting the server location, so just select whatever is closest to you. I'm in Czech Republic, so Germany is super close. And then for the operating system, click on NA10. They literally have a one-click install template for NA10. It couldn't be any easier, so click on confirm, and then click on continue and log in with your Hostinger account or just create one. And the last thing that remains is filling out your billing details and your credit card. I've been using Hostinger for months to host my NA10 agents, and it really is the simplest and most affordable way to do so. So again, make sure to check out the link in the description and remember to use code DAVID to get 10% off. Alright, so once you have your Hostinger VPS, go to the panel, click on Home and select Manage. Here we can see how our virtual private server is running and all the usage you see about it. So this is another advantage over the NA10 cloud. You can actually see this data that NA10 otherwise wouldn't give you. So all we need to click is Manage App, and this will launch the NA10 server where we can see all of our AI agents. Alright, so let me show you the second AI agent we have right here using Kimi K2. I had to rename it to V2 because when you have multiple nodes inside of NA10, they cannot be named the same. So it's just the same Kimi ran through OpenRouter as always. And by the way, when you open OpenRouter, this is when you see the insanity, right? So you have Kimi K2 at $0.14 per million input code tokens. And then you load up Claude 4 Opus, which is $15 per million input tokens. It's literally 100 times more expensive, even though on many of the benchmarks, Kimi K2 actually performs better than Opus. So this is how insane this model is. Same performance as Opus for 100 times less. That's why I'm so excited about it. Anyways, let me show you the second agent. So it uses Telegram triggers, so you can send a message from Telegram, whether the Telegram desktop app or your mobile app on your phone. Alright, so again, here it's the output for Telegram, so make sure to connect that. But basically it triggers on a Telegram message, right? So when you contact the Telegram bot, and I've showed how to set this up in many of my videos, so feel free to watch any of these. But basically, this message will trigger the AI agent, right? And let me show you the prompt. I forgot to show you the prompt of the first one. Boom, here's the system prompt. You are a Google Calendar update agent using Vectel. Vectel is a productivity app in which users track tasks, notes, ideas, and projects. You will always use the Vectel MCP. Then we give it the date, and then we give it the process, right? So first, use the Vectel MCP to get the top 3 tasks. Then use the get events to look at the Google user's calendar, right? So we did that, look at the calendar, and identify the empty slots for these. And then use the create events tool. So again, keep in mind, Kimi K2 is really, really good at tool calling. So it's not confused by the fact we have 3 different tools in here, and it needs to use one of the tools multiple times. And it's not confused about the order either. Kimi K2 is amazing for AI agents. It's actually crazy. So it runs this, and then it repeats step 4 until all 3 tasks have been created in Google Calendar. Then we give it a bit more context about each of these tools. And yeah, so this is the system prompt. Feel free to pause and copy it. Okay, so let's go to the second agent and let me show you the system prompt for this one. So input format, input will be ideas from the user. And it's a similar story as last time, right? So I'm just gonna scroll through it, not gonna explain it. Again, feel free to pause and take it. So when the Telegram message comes in, AI agent gets contacted, uses Kimi K2 as the brain of the whole operation. Anyways, then we give it a think tool as well. This is kind of a way to make non-reasoning models reason. Basically, it just contacts that tool, writes some tokens, outputs some tokens, and that's like a proxy for reasoning. Then again, it contacts the Vectel MCP, which, by the way, let me show you how to set that up real quick. So when you're inside of Vectel, all you need to do is go to the bottom left, click on your icon, and click on Advanced Settings. In here, you'll go to General. But then if you switch to API keys, here you will see your Vectel API keys. So right now we only have the MCP one, so it's super simple. And by the way, there is a quick tutorial, like 2-minute tutorial right here. And again, you can use Vectel inside of Claude Code, inside of Cursor, or inside of NA10, which is what I'm showing you right now. This is why Vectel is the future of productivity. This is just one of many reasons, right? Obviously, we have an advanced AI agent which can interact with all parts of the app. There's user context, so Vectel knows your goals, your work description, your current focus, anything that it needs to know. Plus, it knows all of your active tasks and your projects. So on the left, you can create projects for different parts of the app, and Vectel agent knows all of this. So you don't have to explain like, currently I have this task, or currently I'm working on this project. This is the power of Vectel. It knows your tasks, it knows your goals, it knows your projects, and all of the responses. Using the cutting edge AI models and using all of the latest and greatest AI models, it will work with you to save you countless hours and make you way more productive than any other productivity tool ever will. So again, go to the bottom left, click on your icon, click on advanced settings, API keys, and generate an API key. If you already did that, you need to regenerate one with this button right here. And then this is how you set it up in Cursor or Claude Code, but for NA10 it's actually even simpler. For NA10, what you need to do is copy this word, authorization, go back into NA10. So when you're building it from scratch, right, you have the AI agent and you click on tools, you click on plus, and then you type in MCP client tool. This is the tool we're using right here. So this part is perhaps the most difficult part of the whole setup. So if you can make it through this, you'll be well ahead of 98% of people, because you will understand AI agents, you'll understand Kimi K2, and you will understand MCPs. So let me show you, right? We have created this new MCP client tool. Let's double click on that. And here we have to set up a few things. And by the way, you get all of this on the $20 Vectel Pro plan, which not only gives you access to all of the best AI models in the world, which that alone would already be worth $20, you also get unlimited Grok 4, 15,000 more Ultra Search, and access to the Vectel MCP, so you can set up advanced workflows like this one. So let me show you the full setup, because this is how I've been able to automate a large part of my work. So again, click on your icon in the bottom left, click on advanced settings, API keys, and here, this already shows us everything we need to know, but I'm going to break it down step by step. So inside of NA10, we need the endpoint, right? So this is this URL right here. So copy that over. Go back to NA10, paste that in. Boom, step 1 out of 3 done. Next up, we see we have the header right here. So we need to select header off, not better off, not none, header off. Step 2 done, easy. Next up, we need to copy the authorization. This is actually the name. So when you don't have any credential, you need to click on edit. And in here, for the name, do not put like David's MCP. No, you need to put authorization exactly as it is written right here. So paste that in here. And then obviously the value, that's actually your API key right here, generated by Vectel. So copy that, go back into NA10 and paste it right into this field. Boom, and that's basically it. As you've done these 3 steps, you can click on save, and you will have successfully set up the Vectel MCP inside of your NA10 AI agent, which uses Kimi K2. So again, if you just did these few steps, you're already well ahead of 99% of people who never built anything, right? And keep in mind, we haven't done anything with code, so you don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to write any Python or anything like that. This is just inside of NA10. All of this is just drag and drop, simple clicking. We haven't written any line of code, and we've built a powerful AI agent that can take a message, use the NA10 agent with Kimi K2, and write down this idea into your Vectel ideas. So whatever you send into this Telegram trigger will be added to your idea inbox inside of Vectel. Or you can change this to tasks, right? Let's say you want this to be added as a task into your main task list in Vectel. Well, all you need to do is just change the prompt. Instead of saying you are an idea saver agent, you say task saver agent. And this will work. Why? Because the Vectel MCP is really powerful. It can do everything that the Vectel agent can do. And the Vectel agent, inside of the chat right here, it can interact with any part of the apps. It can create ideas, it can break them down into smaller steps, it can create projects, it can assign ideas into projects, it can do web search on any ideas, it can convert an idea into a task, it can update the description of tasks, it can reschedule them to different date. I mean, guys, it can interact with the entire app basically, right? That's why people love Vectel. That's why customers say things like this about Vectel when they actually use it. So again, if you haven't tried Vectel, go to vectel.ai, sit down for 10 minutes, move your tasks over from Todoist, ClickUp, Trello, whatever you're using, just move your tasks over to Vectel, and I promise you will never look back. Anyways, let's go back to NA10. And yeah, basically the rest of this agent is pretty self-explanatory. I already showed you the think tool. We have 2 MCP tools actually, because I created one from scratch, so we can delete one. And the output is Telegram as well. So this is not this is optional, right? So this is not required. If you don't want the output to be like a reminder that it was successfully saved, you can just delete that. If you want that to be, you can wire that up. Pretty simple. So again, these two agents already would automate a good amount of people's task management workflow. But again, we have 2 more AI agents to go. So buckle down and pay attention. The third AI agent is the overdue task reminder, right? So let's be honest, all of us have overdue tasks, right? No matter how productive you are, you will have some tasks that slip through the cracks and that will become overdue. This AI agent can send you a simple reminder. So again, it runs as a schedule trigger. So once a day makes sense in here. Contacts the N8N agent. Let me show you the prompt again. Boom, feel free to pause and copy this. But it's important that we insert the exact date into these system prompts. And in N8N, this is how you do it with the curly brackets and $sign now. That way the AI agent, actually you can see right here how the AI agent sees it, right? It needs to see the exact date and time. So feel free to pause and copy this. I'm not going to read through it. But the AI agent runs once a day based on the schedule trigger, uses Kimi K2 again, perhaps the best model for AI agents right now, especially if you're on a budget, right? This model is so cost efficient, it's crazy. You can run it hundreds of times, thousands of times, and it will still only cost you a couple of bucks. It's crazy. It's crazy how efficient this model is. Then again, Vector MCP, we have the think node and structured output parser. That way it is structured JSON. So what is the output here? Well, it can be anything. It can be a email message, it can be a Telegram message, it can be a WhatsApp message, wherever you want this AI agent to send you. Again, you would have to like make slight tweaks to the prompt. That way it knows what to use and how to format it. But yeah, basically it fetches the overdue tasks from the Vector MCP. So right here, for example, we have this task overdue, this task overdue. We have like 7 different tasks overdue. So it would get those. And it's the same. By the way, I'm going to show you how the MCP works. It's exactly the same as you would ask in chat. So say, list out all of my overdue tasks. And this is basically what the N8N agent does. It contacts the Vector MCP asking for a prompt. So this is just multiple. Oh, that was fast. Okay, that was fast. Vector is much faster than I give it credit. But yeah, let me actually show you again so you can see it from scratch. List out all of my overdue tasks. And yeah, there it is. It lists out all of the overdue tasks, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. I was wrong. And yeah, it just lists them out correctly. And this is a similar prompt as the N8N agent would send to the Vector MCP. So this is just multiple AI agents communicating with one another. So this lets you basically see the inner working of what happens when the AI agent in N8N contacts the Vector MCP tool. It gets something like this in return, and that allows it to act based on it, right? So then it runs it through the structured output parser, which formats it like this in a nice JSON schema. And then again, in this example, I'm using Telegram, but it can be anything, guys. It could be a Discord message, could be a Slack message. Wherever you want to get the reminder that you have overdue tasks or a quick email, that's what you would put right here as the node. Obviously, inside of N8N, there is hundreds, if not thousands of different tools and nodes that you can contact. So really do not get limited by the stuff I'm showing you in this video. You can choose whatever you want. Like, I guarantee you, you will find it inside of here. N8N, if you want, they have a custom HTTP HTTP request, or webhook, which you can connect to the ones that do not have. Like guys, we don't have Vector built in inside of N8N. Maybe I should contact N8N to actually add a custom Vector node. But again, since Vector supports MCPs, we're not limited by this, right? So for any of the tools that don't have a native N8N node, you can either do an HTTP request, a webhook, or MCP server, right? That's the power of MCPs. That's why MCPs are becoming super popular, and that's why you should put in a few hours to learn how to use them, because if you do, you can automate AI agents working on your tasks, such as we do here in Vector, whereas other people do not have that luxury because they're not willing to put in a few hours of work. Anyways, let me show you the last agent because this one is also super good. This is a top 3 tasks reminder. So same as the overdue tasks, but instead of, overdue tasks, because sometimes overdue tasks are not the most important ones. They're just the ones that are overdue. This agent focuses on the top 3 by importance, right? So inside of Vector, each task has the importance score right here. You can easily see it by the P0, P1 on the task list. But if you click into it, you can see the exact importance, which is from 100 all the way down to 0, right? So each task has its own importance score. And this agent, inside of N8N, reminds you of the top ones, because that's the ones you should be focused on, right? So this one actually makes sense to run multiple times a day, maybe like 3 times a day, in the morning, middle of the day, evening, so that you see at each part of the day what is the top tasks you have, and those are the ones that you should focus on. So again, schedule trigger, you already understand that. AI agent, let me show you the prompt. Boom. Guys, like a lot of people are gatekeeping their prompts, but just feel free to take mine. Again, Kimi K2 for the open router, classic stuff, Vectel MCP, and then the Think tool. All of the same as in the previous agents. The only difference is that this one focuses on the top 3. So really the difference is in the prompt right here. Top 3 tasks for today. And it will contact the Vectel MCP. And again, it will be the same as list out my top 3 tasks by importance. This is basically what the N8N agent will ask the Vectel MCP. And this is what the Vectel MCP will respond. So yeah, it is very, very versatile. And that's why it really pays to move your task over to Vectel, because you can do so many of these advanced automations and workflows that you simply cannot do with any other task management app in the world. So yeah, this has been Kimi K2. I'm switching more and more AI agents to Kimi K2. And actually, let me give you a little sneak peek, right? So here I'm on the localhost server for Vectel. This is the next version that's coming probably later today or early tomorrow. And a little sneak peek is that inside of right here, we have added Kimi K2 as one of the models, right? So you can use Kimi K2 inside of Vectel and say, give me a practical tip for completing each of my overdue tasks. And you can use Kimi K2. We use the fastest provider, which is Grok with Q. Look how fast that is. This is a trillion parameter model. Insane. Insane speed. Actually unheard of. So yeah, probably later today or tomorrow, you can use Kimi K2 inside of Vectel if you are a Vectel Pro user. So when I say that Vectel is the fastest improving software in the world, I'm not lying. No other productivity app is improving as fast as we do, and no other app gives you so much for a single $20 subscription as Vectel does. So if you haven't already, go to vectel.ai and sign up, because the amount of things you get with Vectel Pro is kind of unheard of. Just MCPs alone, right? This allows you to do so much with N8N, with Kimi K2. It's actually kind of crazy. So if you want to set this up, don't forget that all of this is powered by Hostinger. Every single AI agent that's running inside of N8N is using Hostinger server. This is the secret, right? This is how me and my team are able to run dozens of AI agents in N8N for very, like nothing, or basically like few bucks a month, right? It's kind of crazy how affordable Hostinger is and how reliable it is. There is no limits on the executions. We can run these agents, we can run experimental agents. We don't have to worry about running agent for hundreds of times, thousands of times in a row. And that's thanks to the fact that Hostinger gives you your own virtual private server optimized for N8N without any limit on the executions, any limit on the workflows. It just works. It works, I use it, my team uses it, and really it's the best way to host your N8N agents. So again, big thanks to Hostinger for sponsoring this video, and make sure to click the first link below the video and use the code DAVID to get another 10% off with your Hostinger plan. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching and have a wonderful, productive week. See ya.